This just in, Clemson loses out on four-star cornerback Nyland Green for the 2021 recruiting cycle. Marvin Covington now on the radar for the Tigers. What do we think about this prospect? Will he get an offer from Clemson? Let's find out. But before we do, I want to let you know that don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and notifications so you don't miss a thing from the Morgan Thomas Show. We go live every Monday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and talk all things Clemson Tigers, and you can get in as well. But again, Marvin Covington is now showing up on the radar for the Tigers. According to 24/7 Sports, he is 5'11", 180 pounds, from Mansfield, Texas. He's in the 2021 recruiting class. Currently, 24/7 Composite Sports, a 3-star overall target at a .86 overall. So 86 overall percentage-wise out of 100. And then you've got, he's about 53rd in cornerbacks, according, again, to 24/7. Now, why does Clemson need to get a cornerback? Well, first thing is De'Aaron Kendrick. The DK needs to be replaced. He's more than likely going to the NFL. He is now, what I'm seeing, maybe projected as a first-round draft pick for the Tigers. So don't expect DK to stick around after this season. So they need to be replaced. And originally, Jordan Hancock was that player to replace him on the roster. But, as you know, he went to Ohio State. So now enter in Nyland Green. Well, Nyland Green, as of today on December 8th, has committed to Georgia. So there has to be someone else out there, and there's not many left, unfortunately, because, signing day is only about a week away. Our early signing period, I guess, is only about a week away now. So Marvin Covington is now showing up on the radar for a lot of the experts out there that cover Clemson Tigers, and we wanted to take a look at him real quick. Again, he is a 3-star guy, but he has a lot of things that I think are will transfer well over to Clemson scheme. Let's take a look at some of his highlights here we have up on the screen from his Huddle account. As you can see, Covington is a guy who, right off the bat from his film, not afraid to play man-to-man coverage, which you really like that when you're talking about somebody that may be considered for Clemson, because that's obviously what they're going to have to do in a Brent Venables scheme, is to play man-to-man just about every single down. Now, I guess his downside really would be that he's 5'11", 180, but that's not really too far off of other prospects that have come through Clemson. If you look at, from 2019, for example, Andrew Booth, he was 6'1", 188. As a recruit there. Now, he was a 5-star, 98 overall percent-wise, second in his position in the nation. So, obviously, rated a lot higher, but he was about 8 pounds heavier and 2 inches taller. So, Clemson typically seems to like to go for those guys who are taller and can play the outside and are kind of the more your prototypical NFL-type guys. But, I mean, like I said, he's not really too far off. You look like Fred Davis, for example. Fred Davis is second from the 2020 class, 6 foot, 192. So both those guys, previous or recent Clemson commits, were about 10 to 15 pounds heavier than Covington and maybe an inch or 2 inches taller. For me, being a short guy, I'm not really, that hung up on being, on a height issue. It really is only 1 to 2 inches. It can't be that much different. But when it comes to weight, you don't want him to get it pushed around, especially if he's going to be by himself against a wide receiver to the outside. So I would expect if this gentleman gets an offer from Clemson that he would obviously be looking to increase his weight up to maybe the 190 range. To be able to hold his own. But if you look here on his film, again, he's got good position between himself, the receiver, and the ball. Not afraid to use his hands in a legal way, but always keeping his head turned. Alan on our live show always talks about keeping your head turned towards the football so you can be aware of what is happening on the field. And Covington definitely does that. You can see here another one-on-one coverage. And, it is hard to say from film alone because these guys are going to put out their best film. They're not going to put out, their worst film by any means. So we can only see so much. But what you can see is, look, I mean, he's just pressed right up on the line of scrimmage. Definitely got a lot of pushing and shoving there and able to hold his own and prevent the wide receiver from getting a reception there. Again, 2 more plays where he's press coverage. Again, here, another play, press coverage, already doing hand fighting right from the beginning. And then I noticed early on some earlier film that he was getting interceptions. Looks like he has some pretty decent hands as well. So that's got to make you confident from a Clemson Tiger standpoint. But the Tigers definitely need to get a cornerback, and they're really kind of running out of time, unfortunately. But I think that maybe there would be some guys out there that Clemson could flip and from teams that they're already committed to, or maybe in this guy's case where he hasn't committed to anyone. If you look compared to the teams that he has warm interest in, according to 24/7, you got Baylor, Houston, Mississippi State, TCU, Texas Tech. All those teams I feel like Clemson could beat out with really relative ease. But it just depends. It's hard to say when you've waited this long to get an offer. But if you get a Clemson offer, you got to cherish that and to really take that one into consideration, even if it is 1 week out from early signing day period. But again, this is our quick coverage of Marvin Covington, a guy who is on Clemson's radar but currently does not have an offer. What do you think in the comments? Let us know. Should he get an offer from the Clemson Tigers? Is this someone, when you look at film, that would fit well into the Tigers' defensive schemes like I believe he would? Are you concerned with his height? Let us know. And then if you would like me to do anybody else or look into reviewing anybody else, let me know. And I'll try to make some more videos like this if you like it. I appreciate it. Again, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications so you can be a part of our show and be reminded when we put out new content. Thanks again.